Okay, so you have your home exercise program for your ACL in phase 1. What this is going to include is a knee extension mobilization, which will be you maybe propping something under your leg in the future, but to start, your leg could just be flat on a table or bed. Your knee's probably going to want to sit like this, so there's space underneath it. So the idea is maybe grab a pillow so it's a little more comfortable and put some weight. This could be a couple of textbooks or whatnot at home on your leg, and let that weight sit there for an accumulation of 3 minutes. Now you might not be able to hold this for 3 minutes, it might just be too uncomfortable, but you need to accumulate 3 minutes. So if you can only hold it for a minute, take it off for half a minute, let your knee relax, put it back on for another minute until you have accrued 3 minutes. This will be your knee extension mobilization. Okay? Ideally, you notice your knee is a little straighter afterwards. After that, you have a knee flexion mobilization. You want to sit against something because otherwise you'll have a tendency to scoot away. Okay? You might be up against a wall or something like that. You can just grab your leg, but if you struggle to do that, you can also grab a belt or something at home, wrap it around your foot a little bit so you can help pull your leg in. And you want to pull it in to the point that it's pretty uncomfortable, but not sharp shooting pains. Okay, so if I pull to here, I'm like, oh, my knee feels like it's really being stretched. I don't like it. Like it's an uncomfortable stretch. That's okay. But if I were to pull to here, it feels like something's poking, like something's like really sharp and shooting. That's not okay. Come out of that, but go right to that barrier. And just like your knee extension mobilization, with this knee flexion mobilization, you're going to hold it for an accumulation of 3 minutes. If you can't hold it for 3 minutes, maybe come 4 or 5 inches out of it, let your knee relax for a half a minute or so, and then pull it back in at end range for you until you have accumulated 3 minutes. Right, so now we have knee extension mobilization and a knee flexion mobilization. After that, you're going to do quad activation sets. So with your leg just sitting there straight, your goal is to just squeeze your thigh and try to get the muscle on the top of your thigh to contract. Because a lot of the times that guy falls asleep after surgery. So you want to think about squeezing for 10 seconds. Now, you might not get a lot of activation initially, and that's okay. It will come over time. But think about squeezing. You get little like muscle twitches. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. Over time, those muscle twitches start to turn into stronger and stronger contractions. This is just trying to wake up your muscle. So you're going to follow that knee extension and flexion mobilization up with a quad activation set. Then we're going to go into some resistive knee extension work. You'll sit on the edge of a table, and your goal is to just try to get your leg to come up, wherever is comfortable. Your leg's gonna be here, and you're trying to turn this muscle on to get your leg to extend up. There's not necessarily a goal at the moment with your rehab that you're trying to get to. You're just trying to fight gravity a little bit. Over time, your therapist will probably prescribe you a band to add for resistance. So you'll take a band, wrapped around something, anchor underneath you. The band will be around your foot or ankle, and then you'll kick up and hold there, now fighting the band while you hold this position. Okay? After that, depending on the type of surgery you had, if you didn't have meniscal involvements, and so weight bearing is okay, then you're gonna go to weight bearing shifts. So you'll stand up, and you probably don't feel too safe on this foot if this was your injured leg. So be next to something. You probably have 80% of your weight on this foot, and then just practice shifting your weight into this leg and shifting out of it. You can have your hand against a wall as you shift to try to trust it. You can have your hand on both of your crutches but you were just trying to like remind ourselves that it's okay to put weight into that leg. Eventually, when you feel very comfortable putting weight into that leg, you can now kickstand this toe up, even if you're still holding on to crutches, so that you're practicing a modified single leg balance. And then eventually, even still holding on to the crutches, we can lift that foot up and hold for 20 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever's comfortable and something you can build confidence in. But we want to rebuild confidence in bearing weight onto that leg as soon as possible. And then lastly, you've got scar mobilizations. Now, in the first 6 to 8 weeks, it's kind of the biggest time frame for you to be really on top of mobilizing your scar. So you have a couple of incisions on your knee, and your body's gonna lay down scar tissue. And that scar tissue will get thick and kind of unruly if you don't mobilize it. So once or twice a day, you wanna kind of make a routine of going to that scar and rubbing it. Now you wanna think about rubbing it in all directions, because your body kind of lays down scar tissue like a spider web. So it lays it down in every which direction to kind of just hold everything together. So you are trying to mobilize all the strands of that spider web. So you have to push side to side, you have to push up and down, you got to push perpendicular or at an angle to different directions. Sometimes you take both of your thumbs and you push in opposite ways. So you're pushing up and side to side, you're pushing up and down, you're going in opposite directions. Maybe grab it and roll your scar, just like you might grab and roll your skin. Grab your scar and roll it from top to bottom, maybe go bottom to top, side to side. But just keeping that tissue pliable is really the point. If there's specific directions that are just feel more uncomfortable, those are actually the directions you want to kind of play with the most, because your body's telling you, hey, that's where I'm laying down the most amount of scar tissue right now that isn't working with your body. It's unadvantageous. And so if you notice, oh man, every time I kind of like just push straight in on my scar, it feels the most funky, it feels tight. That's the one direction you want to give the most attention to. And your therapist will show you how to mobilize your scar, but it's something you want to make sure that you do every day.